Two, what it do, man? It's Trey the Third. We back with another reaction. And this is one of my favorite reactions. I already know it's gonna be one of my favorite because it's my man Desean Jackson. It's probably like for me, probably top three favorite wide receivers of all time. Like really top three, maybe top one. You get me? Like I don't really got no receivers I like more than Desean Jackson. I can say I love Randy Moss off the tip. There's Randy Moss, like you know what I'm saying. So maybe Randy Moss might get my number one. But in reality, I like Desean Jackson more than Randy Moss because I could not relate to bro, but like he just seemed like a real dog, 170, maybe a 175, 10, just out there dogging people on the football field. Just look absolute killer. Um, yeah, there's no other real receiver that I could say I like more than Desean Jackson. So you could say he's damn near my favorite wide receiver. I'm really trying to think of somebody who give me the same vibe. Nobody right now. I mean, Justin Jefferson's a dog, but he's not one of my favorite players at all. Um, yeah, probably Deshaun Jackson, probably my favorite. Like Odell was at one point, but not really. He wasn't consistent enough off through his years. So DJ gets mine. Let's just go ahead and tap in, bro, to see how Brad came from the streets to the NFL. See what it
creating
was.
Music with murderers to making over $90 million and becoming an NFL star.
I'm basically supporting thugs and I'm supporting murderers.
He's thrown up the Crip sign. What does that mean?
Desean William Jackson was born in Los Angeles, California, December 1st, 1986.
Snoop Dogg throw up
From the second he took his first breath, the odds were stacked against him. See, shortly after his birth, his parents divorced and he moved in with his father. Now, living with a single father, Jackson faced another setback. He had to survive the hood.
But as a kid, all our coaches was like Crips and like, you know, from schoolyards, neighborhoods, like all our coaches was coaching us at a blood park. Like the park we grew up in was a blood park. We knew that like we was around Crips, we hung out with Crips, you know what I'm saying? And it was bloods around too, because in LA you going, like I got cousins, friends as bloods. Like it's not really like what people make it out to be. Like just because you a blood or you from a certain hood, like don't mean we can't be cool.
And from a young age, members of the community tried to recruit Jackson to the Crip life. But his father, William, believed there was another way. Growing up, William had to work for everything he had. He stayed out of the gangs and fought tooth and nail to provide for his family.
My dad was, you know, he was a hard-working man. You know, he supported his family. You know, he did everything he could to take care of his kids. He had a mentality where he wanted to work for everything he ever got. So, you know, he installed that into me.
So once William found out his son was recruited by the street gang, he lost his mind. See, one day he confronted the street gang, out to prove a message. He warned them that if they ever allowed his son to join, he would shoot all of them, even going so far as to threaten to draw his gun.
I remember Posse had his gun. He coming home one day, if y'all let my son be from y'all hood, I'm gonna kill all y'all.
But William still wasn't taking any chances. So he waited every day for the train to arrive just to pick up his son from school. So early on, Jackson quickly immersed himself in sports like football, baseball, and track and field. Around the same time, he moved to South Central with his father and brother, home to another street gang, the Rolling 40 Neighborhood Crips. That said, Jackson felt right at home. See, the gang knew he was special. With his athletic ability, they knew that this was his ticket out of the hood. So knowing this, the OG gang members took him under their wings and treated him like a little brother. They didn't force him to join the gang, but they still looked after him. By the time he reached high school, his way out was starting to become a reality.
I really wanted to do it the positive way, where I could go be on television, where I could, all my dudes back in the hood see me, Desean Jackson, on national television. I'm repping for my city and where my hood is, you know.
Despite being under...
Hey, nah, that's hard as shit, bro. Just go from the hood to the NFL, man. That's crazy, because all the homies you like, you know what I'm saying, you was growing up with, they still in the hood.
Jackson had
fucking
heart.
$1 million
Another thing you
up.
can't teach, speed.
And you can't even bring them niggas around because they from the hood.
School, every high school in the LA County wanted him. Ultimately, his older brother would convince him to attend Long Beach Polytechnic. They had one of the top high school football programs in the nation.
A lot of track meets, track practices, a lot of football practices, you know, where I took my game and, you know, was here and developed it to here. This is where all it started, right here on this field.
Only it didn't take long for Jackson to prove himself, as he quickly emerged as a superstar. After a few seasons with Poly, he became one of the top receiver prospects in the country. His senior year, Jackson caught 60 passes for 1,075 yards. That same year, he was also named the most valuable player at the U.S. Army All-American Bowl in San Antonio. He caught 7 passes for 141 yards and threw a 45-yard touchdown.
Look at this, double reverse. Jackson's gonna throw it for Poly.
That's hot.
And all this hard work paid off.
Yeah,
because
D-Jack
ESPN
was
had
a
him ranked as the #4 wide receiver in the country. But it wasn't just football where he made his mark. Because on the track, he was
imagine coming from the hood, like really coming from the trenches, bro, and being the #4 player in the nation, bro. You getting so much clout through the hood, it don't make sense, bro. The whole hood rooting for your ass.
10.5 seconds. For reference,
Jesus.
that's less than a second off the world record by Usain Bolt. On top of that, he shined on the diamond. See, Jackson had the option to do whatever he wanted.
I had all
that
the
nigga
schools,
was
Florida
fast as
State, the
shit.
Miami's, the Oklahomas, the LSU's. Like,
Yeah.
I had probably
He was a
100 plus
fucking
offers.
dog.
But ultimately,
100
he
plus.
wanted to stay home and play football. So naturally, he
God.
favored the University of Southern California, California's
You
top
would
football
think.
program. Yet
You would
Jackson
think he
quickly
would've
learned
went
that
to,
playing time would be an
USC.
uphill battle. So instead, he took a chance on himself and committed to the University of California.
USC, Cal, Oklahoma recruited you pretty hard. And then, of course, we have the Angels and
He
Dodgers
wanted to
hats
play
to
early.
represent
He's
the
smart.
baseball option
He's smart,
because he's a
though.
pretty good
'Cause he
baseball
wanted
player
USC, he
and
might have
could
had to
ditch
sit
football
and wait a
altogether
little
and
while.
play baseball. A lot
Maybe
of
he
people
only
wait
played
for your
his
decision
junior
who's
year.
gonna be-
Maybe got
My
injured his
best choice
junior year.
was
You hear me?
Cal.
Yeah,
He'll be a
okay.
golden bear.
And once Jackson joined Cal,
University
he
of
never
California.
looked back. In his 2005 freshman season, he recorded 38 receptions for 601
Okay.
yards and 7 touchdowns. He
Damn,
eclipsed the
as a
100-yard
freshman.
mark 3 times. But Jackson
Yeah, no,
still
that's
had
crazy
a
as a
massive decision to
freshman. I
make.
ain't gonna
That's
lie.
because Desean Jackson had also agreed to play baseball. But after such a successful football season, his decision was painfully obvious. It was time to focus exclusively on football. And in 2006,
Oh, shit, he was about
his
to play
decision
baseball
allowed him to
for
take his
Cal?
game to the next level, tallying 1,600
That's kinda
receiving
crazy
yards
to
and
go
9
D1 in two
touchdowns.
sports,
He
bruh.
also returned 4
And
punts
the
for
team
touchdowns.
allows you to be like that good to play both sports. Because a lot of the schools will be like, oh, you gotta choose one. I think it was fast as shit, bro. On the guys, bro. If y'all know Madden 12, bro. Madden 2012 was the best Madden ever, bro. And I swear to God, all I used was the Eagles, Slim. Motherfucking Mike Vick and Desean Jackson with LaShawn McCoy in the backfield and Jeremy Maclin on the other side. Unreal, bro. That was probably my favorite Madden of all. To this day, other than Madden 09, Madden 12 was my second favorite Madden of all time, bro. No doubt. No doubt. I'll
He
go
was
back
only
right
20
now
years
and play
old,
that
yet
game.
earned first All-Pac-10 as punt returner and wide receiver.
The
Plus,
mini
he
camp
won
in
the Randy
Madden
Moss
12
Award
was
as the nation's top
ridiculous.
kick returner.
Y'all
So
let me know
heading
in the
into his
comments if
junior
y'all
season,
remember
he
that.
considered him a favorite to win the Heisman.
I
And
was a
sure
dog
enough, the
in
season
Madden at
started
that
off
point.
with a bang.
I was a
You'll
fucking
never see a
dog
quarterback
in
back
Madden.
away. Here comes Desean, shake and bake. Can he beat the second?
Oh my
Dancing
God.
off to the right. Look at this
Give me
guy.
that.
The
He said,
wizard of return. Desean Jackson.
He's too
He's
nifty.
going to the end zone.
Fast as
But
shit,
shortly
too.
after a 77-yard
Like,
punt return,
for me, bruh, the only player I've seen faster than Desean Jackson is Tyreek Hill. But the real kill about Desean Jackson, he don't even look like he's running. Like, he don't even look like he's moving fast. But this nigga's just outrunning everybody. Like, it don't even make sense. He looked like he
Jackson's
just
draft
fake
stock
striding.
started to plummet. He finished the 2007 season with 65 catches, 762 yards, and 6
Good numbers,
touchdowns.
though. That's
Despite
good
making
numbers in
All-American
college.
as a return specialist, Desean Jackson experienced some setbacks. He suffered a right thigh injury and missed the
Yeah, it
first
should be
quarter of the
happening.
2007 Armed Forces Bowl for violating undisclosed team rules. And ultimately, Jackson didn't want a potential injury or mistake to ruin his entire future. So following the 2007 season, he left Cal to declare for the 2008 draft. In 3 seasons, he finished third all-time
Yeah.
in California for receiving yards and touchdowns, and
Third
6th in
all-time,
receptions.
that's really good.
Many considered him to be a first-round lock. And at the 2008 NFL Combine, Desean wowed scouts with his 4.35 40-yard dash and posted an impressive standing broad jump of 10
See,
feet.
I've
And some
never seen him run that 40, bruh. And I feel like it's food, like, cause bruh is definitely faster than 4.35. I think he got faster while he was in the league,
scouts had
which is
doubts.
crazy to
Measured
say.
slightly below 5'10 and 170 pounds. Some teams
Yeah,
thought he was
5'10",
too small to
170.
excel at the next level. Meanwhile, other teams
He
expressed
is very
concerns over his
small.
character for his antics on and off the field.
Desean had been projected by some as a first-round selection.
He should have been
But
a
as
first
he
rounder.
watched the draft from a friend's home in California, the first round came and went. 4 hours passed. 6 other wide receivers had been selected.
But even with all the concerns, Jackson was just one step away from achieving the dream he set when he was a kid.
What you want to do?
Play college, or I'll get some All-Americans, go into the league, and dogging food.
His life was about to change forever. On April 27, 2008, Desean Jackson was selected by the Philadelphia Eagles with the 49th pick in the second round.
Pick number 49, Philadelphia has selected Desean Jackson.
And once he stepped on the field, he wasted no time proving he belonged.
When I came in, I just had that mentality, like, I didn't really care who the starting receivers was. Like, I'm coming in, I'm taking somebody's spot.
Point blank.
Like, sometimes these young dudes, they come in, they be asking questions. I'm like, bro, you can't make the game bigger than it is. We've been playing this shit since a little kid in the park. So me, I had the mentality was, the game ain't gonna be bigger than it is. It's still football.
Heading into the regular season, Jackson was the starting punt returner and a second-string wide receiver. However, that quickly changed when starting receivers Kevin Curtis and Reggie Brown both suffered injuries. And so, fate had intervened. And just like that, Jackson was starting at receiver.
D-Jack
the
is
first
out
rookie
there
to start
stock.
opening day for head coach
2008,
Andy Reid.
bro. I'm telling you, by Madden 12, he was a fucking dog.
Hernia and Reggie Brown with that hamstring. No worry, Desean Jackson reaches up and over.
Did he just bag cuz like that? These graphics
This is
are
really
shit.
where they thought they'd get the best
Oh
use
my
for him.
God.
They're getting return game.
I'm telling you, as a fucking rookie,
Yeah, they thought he was going to be more of a slot receiver and a very
give me
good
that
punt
over that
returner.
nigga's
When Kevin
head,
Curtis
fool.
out, he has to step in.
I ain't gonna say he Justin Jefferson out there, but
victory,
shit.
Jackson noticed
This
6
was my
catches for
favorite.
106 yards. He also returned 8
This was
punts
my
for
favorite wide
97
receiver,
yards.
y'all.
His 203
Him and
all-purpose
Randy.
yards were the most ever for a
And
rookie
I
receiver.
just like
but
Randy
this
'cause he's
success was
Randy
quickly
and he's a
overshadowed
dog,
by
but
an
it's like,
abundance
I
of
ain't grow up
confidence. Instead of
watching
recording his
Randy. I
first ever
remember watching
touchdown,
Randy
Pro
for the
wet the bed.
Patriots. You know what I'm saying?
Growing up,
I ain't
playing
see
sports,
Vikings
you're not
Randy
really
Moss.
able to allow to clown and dance and do all this
Or
crazy
even the
shit.
Raiders
So once you get to
Randy.
the NFL, they allow you to, have a little extra fun and do some crazy shit. So for me, I can remember that night before the game, I'm like, if I score, I'm just going crazy. Like, I don't care about nothing. I'm getting in the end zone, I'm dancing, I'm doing every dance. I'm trying to just go crazy and have fun. So once I caught the ball, I'm damn near close to the end zone. I'm like, I don't even care about this ball no more. Nigga, I'm finna get in this end zone and dance. So obviously, dropped the ball a little short, but
oh shit!
Yeah, something happened. It ain't happened again since.
But Jackson putting this mistake behind him, becoming the only receiver in NFL history with over 100 yards receiving in each of his first 2 games. 2 weeks later,
He
Jackson
almost
scored his
knew
first
he
touchdown,
did that
and only a
shit.
week later, he scored his first
Oh,
punt
that
return
would've
for
threw
a
me off.
touchdown.
That would have threw me off. I would have been pissed as a teammate and myself.
Desean Jackson with a
Yeah,
chance.
D-Jack is
Penalty
nasty.
flag comes in. A flag
Turn that
is
shit up.
down, and
Like,
so is
real
Jackson
whip
down the
pass. Like,
side.
that's why I said they said he's a 4.35 or whatever on a 40-yard dash in the combine and shit. But Brent was more like out here on this field, he was a 99 speed. I don't care what nobody said.
Into the end zone.
He was
This
a
man
99
was
on
buzzing,
the
and
field.
fans immediately knew they had something special.
Yeah, he was a
Eagles
dog
rookie.
on that.
He also
Oh
led the
my
NFL
God.
with 50 punt returns, racking up over 400 return yards. But critics wondered if he could show up when it really mattered. So heading into the playoffs, Jackson clapped back with a postseason for the ages.
Oh my God. McNabb looked like he slung that hoe.
He
Touchdown,
collected
boy.
11 catches for over 200
was a
yards, the second highest in the league. But sadly, the Eagles fell short in the
Oh
NFC
my God, this
Championship.
ass
Now
just
heading
got
into
hit.
the 2009 season, fans expected Desean
yeah,
Jackson
Tampa
to
Bay
blossom
coming
into a
back. Watch.
superstar. And that's when this happened.
Airing it out deep to Desean Jackson. Wide open. He's got
Mr.
it, and
Speedy
that's gonna be
Gonzalez.
a touchdown.
Peters with the block at the left tackle.
Cuz was too fast, bro. With pads on, I don't know what it was. Cuz was just too fast. He really was. Like, he's a real strider at 5'10". He was a strider.
That speed, it is just dangerous.
Jackson recorded
You
over
think when you think
1,150
of
receiving
Cuz, like
yards
when
in
you
a
think of a
career.
youngin like at 5'10", you thinking choppy feet, quick feet. Cuz was a real strider. Like, I don't know how a 5'10" motherfucker could extend their legs that much, but he was doing it. He was on
9
it. I'm
receiving
telling you.
touchdowns. He also
Cuz
made
was
history
really
with a
on it.
record-tying 8 touchdowns or 50 yards in a single season. It also marked the first Pro Bowl appearance of his career, this time becoming the first player selected at 2 positions. He led the entire league with 15.2 yards per punt return. So you'd think Jackson would be on top of the world, but instead, the opposite happened. See, there was
Yeah, he
one
was
man who
really
helped
dogging
Jackson stay
shit.
out
I
of
can't
trouble and
hold
become
y'all.
the man that he is today. His
He
dad,
was really
William
dogging.
Jackson. Sadly, in 2009, his dad lost his battle with pancreatic cancer. It was his dream to see his sons
Y'all
make
gotta
the
go
NFL,
check up
and
on
a
that,
large
bro. A
reason
lot of
why
people
Jackson
dying from
played was for
pancreatic
him.
cancer.
My
I
dad
ain't gonna
was
hold
a
you.
very amazing man. to have a father figure like that in my life, just doing everything to help me be successful. You couldn't really get no better than that.
Passed from
when
that,
I first
man.
found out,
rest in peace to everybody in their family who,
it was one of the worst days
you know what I'm
of my
saying,
life.
going through something like
He was
that.
tough,
Something
man. He
serious.
never gave up on himself. And I can remember just talking to him after some of the games, just knowing what he was going through, and still you could tell he was very, happy for his son. He fought until, he couldn't really fight no more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
With his father
At least
out of
he
the
got
picture,
to see his son
Jackson
be
turned
successful.
to his other family, his gang-affiliated friends. See, Jackson never forgot where he came from, and he knew that his success in professional football could be a window to others to find success. Hence, he created Jackpot Records.
I done invested a lot into music, first and foremost. Have I made money off of music? No, I ain't made money back yet. For business, bro, sometimes things don't happen that way, but I feel like this music is gonna come back some type of way, bro.
Heck, he even got to perform with Snoop Dogg. Yet in the 2010 season, he bumped into more problems. See, Jackson wanted an extension with the
2010,
Eagles. The Eagles were unwilling to
getting
negotiate
dirty.
a contract extension. And soon after, tragedy nearly unfolded. In the second full-team workout of training camp, Jackson was carted off the field with a serious back injury. He had a lot on his mind between contract extensions, his record label, and the death of his father. However, that didn't stop him from balling. On December 12th, the Eagles found themselves against the Cowboys when Jackson did the unthinkable.
Telling you, it's Lamar. I mean, this Desean Jackson was the one, not the two. Look, he just striding. He's not even running. He's not even trying for it.
He finished the game with a 91-yard touchdown and a personal best 210 receiving yards. Then on the following game, the Eagles played against the New York Giants. And only this time, the Eagles were getting humiliated.
Here's a blitz.
Eli. This is my favorite team is the Giants.
Touchdown.
You had Manningham. We had Steve Smith.
With less than 8 minutes remaining in the game, the Giants were leading by 3 touchdowns. A comeback that seemed impossible, but then something incredible started to happen.
Vick on a quarterback draw, touchdown Philly.
Mike Vick.
Here they come again on a blitz. Pass wide open, caught. Macklin, touchdown.
Yeah,
With 12 seconds remaining, the score was tied at 31
I
apiece.
remember
The
this,
Eagles had one final chance in regulation to finish the game and complete one of the greatest comebacks of all time. But instead, Jackson botched the catch. With the game on the line, Bro fumbled the kickoff. But he wasn't about to let this single mistake get in the way of greatness.
Yeah, that cut right there was vicious.
Gets a block. Are you kidding?
I remember watching this shit, man. This shit was beyond real.
Still
and they
not in, and now in for the touchdown.
Go in.
In seconds, Desean Jackson went from colossal mistake to creating one of the most iconic plays.
I'm thinking he finna kick it out the stadium.
Yeah.
Like, ain't no way it's standing between these white lines. So once I realized it was coming to me, like you said, I wasn't spooked, but I was more surprised. Like, damn, this ball already coming to me. So in the midst of me dropping the ball, I'm trying to already set up what I'm doing before I even got this ball. So.
Yeah.
In 2010, Jackson put up 47 receptions for 1,056 yards and a league-leading 22.5 yards per reception.
He was a dog.
2011, it
this
was
is the best
painfully
long.
obvious. Desean Jackson was
what they say? This is the best deep threat in the NFL. Bro has the most catches for over 50 yards in the NFL history, I think.
Like,
he's really that guy.
After 3 seasons straight of over 900 receiving yards and one of the greatest plays in Eagles history,
50-50 type of guy. He's like
a massive contract
trust me, I'm gonna run past the corner, I'm gonna run past the nickel, and I'm gonna run past
the Eagles' mandatory training camp. Per his contract, he faced fines of $30,000 each day of absence. And so the deadline to report was August 9th.
This better have a cannon.
All the way until August 8th to return. But when he returned,
if you got a cannon, this is the receiver you want.
On November 13th against the Cardinals, Jackson was deactivated for missing a special teams meeting, one of the many missed meetings of that season. The following week, he was fined $10,000 for flipping the ball at the Giants' defensive coordinator following a 50-yard reception. Like, bro straight up did not care. Fast forward one more week. This time, Jackson couldn't focus. But most concerning of them all, Jackson was throwing up gang signs to opponents. After the season, fans couldn't help but wonder, was Desean Jackson in a gang?
Desean Jackson is a gang member. Is that true?
Where I was raised and where I grew up at, that's the product of the environment. The things I witnessed, the things I saw on a daily basis, it kind of surrounded me around that. So, do I know friends that are out there involved? Yes. Try to, stay away from them. I don't, try to intervene and do things of any nature that has anything to do with negative activities. But, I'm definitely aware and know, certain gang members. But as far as me being affiliated or me being a gang member, never not have once been, never had any affiliation of going out and doing, you know, things that is against the law. I always felt I'm a product of my environment, but at the same time, you know, I'm the guy that wants to go out there and do things the right way.
But despite his questionable behavior, the Eagles finally caved to his demands.
That's what you put it.
In the offseason, Jackson signed a 5-year contract worth $51 million. He was officially set for life.
Else too.
However, this celebration was short-lived.
D-Jack is like AI, fool. Like, this is why I think I like D-Jack so much, bro. He like Allen Iverson for NFL players, fool. Like, nigga was yadded up. Skinny nigga too, like skinny high. Like, it's always with them skinny niggas that go high, fool. Like, skinny as shit. Arms tatted the fuck up. I'm telling you, like, bust down tattoos, bro. Really swaggy out here on the field, talking shit, really bumping back. You know what I'm saying? Bumping them gums, like talking shit to the DBs, dogging niggas, like hands on nuts when he scored a touchdown. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't really see people on that time, and like, he was really like Allen Iverson, bro, in the NFL. So
because Jackson suffered a season-ending rib injury in Week 12, and this marked the second season in a row that Jackson missed the Pro Bowl. And many fans questioned if his best days were behind him. But in 2013, he shocked everyone. In his first game, he had 104 yards, sending the world a clear message: Desean Jackson was back. He followed his performance with a career-best 9 receptions and 193 yards against the Chargers. Only later in the season, he'd break his own record.
Get it to Desean Jackson,
who
runs into the end zone for an 18-yard touchdown. Get it, 1st and 10 to the Vikings 30. Folds hits Jackson, this time it's for a touchdown.
In a Week 14 matchup, Jackson had 10 receptions for 195 yards. Ultimately, Jackson finished the season with 82 receptions and 1,332 receiving yards, making the Pro Bowl for the 3rd time. But Jackson had beef with head coach Chip Kelly.
3-time Pro Bowl.
I think
that's crazy.
Everyone close to me knows how I feel about Chip Kelly. I don't respect the way he did things as a person. I don't really like him, but you know, he had to do what he had to do. That was his job. But you know, moving forward in my life and in my career, I just have a bad taste in my mouth towards him.
Jackson's personality was starting to rub his head coach the wrong way, but at the root of it all,
I don't think nobody likes Chip Kelly. That's why he got his ass up out the NFL.
Jackpot Records was spelt with 2 C's
instead of K,
showing his Crip affiliation. And all his signed artists were also neighborhood Crips, and one of his artists was even convicted of murder.
My rookie year, one of my best friends was charged with murder, and he beat the murder. And like, when I tell you it's my best friend, it's like my brother. You know, I helped him out, bro, because I knew that wasn't what he was on. You know what I'm saying? So for me, like, if your brother go down for something, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to help get you lawyers or get you, you know, representation, like, why wouldn't I do that?
This left the LAPD with no choice but to question Jackson about the murders. But rather than make the situation better, he made a social media post telling the world to free his friend. At the end of the day, the Eagles didn't want any smoke, so they released him.
83 catches, over 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns. Like, you releasing a dude after him being a Pro Bowl receiver? Like, what are you doing? Like, in my mind, I'm like, what's going on? And what mind-bothering to me was the allegations and the stories they dug up.
Yeah, the Eagles, y'all niggas soft
like that was the reason why.
Because y'all from Philly, y'all should be on time and like, we want Cuz on the team.
I'm like, bro, I have no feelings.
We in Philly with it.
I have no record. I ain't never been to jail. Like, you saying, you mad at me because I grew up where I grew up and hang out who I hang out with. So for me, it was kind of like a stab in my back, bro. And it was like, everything I did for y'all and coming off my best years, like, if y'all didn't want to pay me, just tell me y'all didn't want to pay me. But to try to tarnish my name and who I am.
Crazy. He gave so much to the Eagles, and they took it all away because he refused to forget where he came from. So after 6 successful seasons with the Eagles, he found himself back at square one. Only Jackson wanted to stick it to the Eagles, so he signed with their biggest rival, the Washington Redskins. This meant he had to play the Eagles 2 times per year, and Jackson was so eager to get his revenge. But the game before his return to Philadelphia,
him playing for the Redskins too.
Shoulder. Yet that wasn't about to stop
him for the Redskins.
Returned the very next week and did this.
Even in Madden, he was a dog. Cuz, give him that. Yeah, D-Jax was a dog for the Redskins.
And with this 81-yard touchdown reception, Jackson became the 3rd player in NFL history to record an 80-yard touchdown both for and against a team.
And I'm gonna keep the G. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100.
Damn,
Since I left in 2013,
ridiculous.
bro, every time I played against the Eagles, I torched them. I made
busted
it a point every time I played versus y'all, release me, y'all cut me, I'm gonna kill y'all.
Overall, he finished the season with 1,169 receiving and 6 touchdowns, leading the
he
NFL
was
with 20.9 yards per catch. He proved to the whole city of Philadelphia that they had made a massive mistake. But
Crazy
his 2015
mistake, though.
would
How
quickly
y'all-
take
how
a turn
y'all
for
do
the
that?
worse. He suffered a shoulder injury that kept him sidelined for most of the preseason training. As a result, Jackson missed half of the season, but it was about to get even worse. While injured, his home in Tarzana, California was attacked. Jackson didn't just have to worry about returning to full health, he also had to worry about his own livelihood. And ultimately, these distractions led Jackson to the worst season of his career. But this failure was only a short-term illusion, because in 2016, Jackson formed one of the league's most lethal duos with Pierre Garçon. He ended the season with 56 receptions
I
for
remember this,
1,000
Joe. I remember this. Pierre Garçon and D-Jack. Boy, these youngins was going crazy.
Leading the league a third time with almost 18 yards per catch. Together, he and Garçon became the first Redskins duo since 1999 to each record 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah,
However, Jackson wasn't finished making a statement. That same season, he was fined twice. Once for wearing wrong-colored cleats, and the other for wearing police caution tape on his shoes. So Jackson wanted to use his platform to protest the role of race in the American criminal justice system.
Today is the start of my attempts to be a part of a solution and start dialogue about the senseless killings of both citizens
real guy,
and
real
police.
stand-up guy.
I've chosen to wear these cleats in pregame today to use my platform as a pro athlete to add to this discussion. This isn't meant to be any kind of protest against the good men and women in law enforcement in this country. I just want to express my concern in a peaceful and productive way about the issues that are currently impacting our country.
Real shit.
This man never forgot about his OGs, but in 2017, Jackson was overlooked again, this time being released by the Redskins. Following the release, he signed a 3-year contract with the Buccaneers.
I think it was a great fit,
Man,
great
he
opportunity.
still was playing good.
Great
I'm about to
up-and-coming
say
young
he
team.
still was.
I really wanted to go with a
He was
young
still
quarterback
doing his
and
shit,
someone that
y'all.
had a lot of upside to him, and I think he was the one to fit that position.
Only Jackson struggled to stay healthy.
Buccaneers
Played
playing
26
like
games
shit right
combined
now,
in
though.
2017 and 2018. He also failed to record at least 800 receiving yards in either season. And as it turns out, this was the beginning of the end for Desean Jackson.
Yeah,
in 2019,
I mean,
Jackson found himself at another crossroad. After 2 years with the Bucs,
getting a little
he was
older.
returning home to play
He had
for the
a great
Eagles.
career,
Despite
though.
some hard
Great
feelings,
career.
Jackson still had love and loyalty from the time they had drafted him. He wound up playing 2 injured-riddled seasons with the Eagles before bouncing around. And in 2021,
Well, he came
played
back
with
to the
Rams
Eagles.
for the
Yeah, he
first half
did.
of the season, and the Raiders for the second half. Then in 2022, Desean Jackson played 7 games with the Baltimore Ravens, the last season of his career.
Damn.
But once again, Jackson never forgot where he came from. And on
I
November
don't
29th,
remember him playing for the-
2023,
for the
he signed a
Ravens,
one-day
though.
contract and retired the way his career began, as an Eagle.
First off, man, I just want to say thank you to the Philadelphia Eagles organization for giving a young kid from Los Angeles, California, an opportunity to play at the highest level.
Wow, hold up, Slim. They gave him a 1-day contract so he could retire a Philadelphia Eagle. That is real, bruh. So the Eagles did come back and make right.
Opportunity that was presented to myself.
They should have let him play one
never
game though.
Go unnoticed, never unseen. They made my dreams come true. Jeffrey Lurie, I just want to tell him I appreciate him since day one, being a little kid, 20 years old, not knowing half the stuff I know today, sitting in front of you guys, just making me feel like family and opening the doors for me for a young kid to fulfill his dreams.
While playing with the Eagles, Jackson ranked 3rd all-time with 6,512 receiving yards in 95 games played. In total, Desean Jackson finished his career with 641 receptions, 12,263 receiving yards, and 66 touchdowns. He also finished as one of the greatest kick return specialists in the history of the game.
10 racks
He'll forever go
in
down as
receiving
one of the
yards
quickest
is
and most
really-
electric players to ever touch a football.
really good.
But perhaps the thing
I
that
don't even
stands
know
out
about
about
quickest.
Desean
He
Jackson the
was
most
fast.
was his loyalty. Growing up
He
in the
was real
hood,
life
Jackson got the
fast.
opportunity to escape the Crip life and make it big. He never joined a gang, and yet the gang treated him like a brother. So when Jackson started his music label or referenced his past, he did it for the OGs. Equally, the Philadelphia Eagles screwed this man over. They questioned his character and
Yeah,
released
they
him at
did.
the peak of his
They
career.
kinda-
Yet Jackson
they
took the
kinda
high
did
road
do him
by
dirty
letting his
with that
play
one.
do the talking. And when Jackson had a chance to do it all over, he
Them
signed
white,
with the Eagles
them
for
white
2
and black
years.
cleats right there
and
were
retired with the team
classics.
that
I'm
had
telling
drafted
you,
him.
them
So
jokes
maybe
in
this is a
college
story about a
football
guy who
12,
never
I mean,
let fame get to his
NCAA,
head. Someone who stayed true to his roots.
Really,
and
y'all
paved his
niggas,
own
y'all
path.
remember this
However, if you ask
NCAA 12 NCAA 11, 13, 14 before, you know what I'm saying, they got canceled. But them white and black cleats was a classic.
Jackson.
I swear everybody had them jumps. In Alabama, used to go all black.
Every step of the way.
I like the white and black jump stuff.
I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I was fortunate to have a dad. He was around, and he implemented some great intangibles on my life and my career.
He was a single father who fought every day to keep his son safe and provide him the best life he never had. And if that's not greatness, then I don't know what is.
Shout out to Desean Jackson. He was one of my favorite players, man. Great influence on the youngins in the hood. Like, just to see somebody like them doing something they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I love to see Desean Jackson go crazy. And he's always been one of my favorite receivers, and probably was my favorite receiver. I really can't say I like too many receivers over Desean Jackson. I can say Randy Moss. Yeah, he's way better than Desean Jackson, but I don't know if I liked him more than Desean Jackson. So not too many receivers like Odell. I did fuck with Odell over Desean Jackson for his first 4 or 5 years. I was an Odell fan. Don't get me wrong. He was a dog, real dog. You know what I'm saying? But Desean was definitely like probably my favorite receiver of all time, damn near. So I appreciate y'all for tapping in. I hope y'all subscribe to the channel. We got more videos like this coming. Go ahead, like the video if you also like the, you know what I'm saying, if you fuck with this video, go ahead, like. Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot what I was about to say. So I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Keep tuning in. We got shit coming all year.